Hey, so there is a sad floor lamp in desperate need of changes. The pole and the base are black, the lampshade is uninspiring white, and the poor thing just disappears into a dark corner. Fortunately for the lamp, its owner happens to be a good friend of mine. You might recognize this thing. It's one of the IKEA cheapest floor lamps, the TÅGARP. TÅGARP, say hello to the audience. Because of its simplicity, there are plenty of ways to upgrade it. You can change the color of the pole, you can change the lampshade, you possibly can add some decorative details. The possibilities are nearly endless. You can make it industrial, mid-century, cottagecore, all kind of stuff. Personally, I am aiming for something less IKEA and a little bit Paris pour 1020. Whether the lamp agrees to that decision remains to be seen. It might be one of the simplest looking uplighter floor lamps, but it has many dirty little secrets. IKEA occasionally invents surfaces specifically to frustrate craftspeople. Allegedly. First of all, the lampshade isn't glass. It's rather squishy plastic. Second, the base isn't made from the same material as the pole. The pole appears to be painted steel, but the base seems to be some sort of weighted block hidden under plastic cover. And plastic is not just plastic. Some plastic happily accept paint, and some reject it like offended aristocrat. And this is a floor lamp. It should survive being bumped, dust, moved, and generally plumbed. Which means... First and foremost, we need to identify the plastic. It's IKEA, so they usually stamp the material somewhere on the object. Because I don't just want to paint the pole brass. I also want to add some Art Deco shenanigans around the bottom trim of the lampshade to create a stained glass effect. Wonderful products like PBO vitriol, which I really would like to try, are happiest on glass. The biggest downside is the lampshade is flexible.
Wobble wobble.
However, they were designed for non-porous surfaces, so there is still hope. So before making any plans, let's see what plastic is it. And this one is unpredictable. Yep, it's PPH, polypropylene homopolymer. I have no solution for that. Art Deco might become archaeological. So here's the plan. Make 2 test patches on the lampshade, one with plastic primer and one without. Leave both to cure for a couple of days. Lightly sand the pole and apply a different primer. Design the lampshade pattern. Test how agreeable the lampshade is feeling. Make an executive decision regarding primer. Spray the pole brass. Draw outlines with the outliner. Fill everything with vitriol. Sounds like we have some work to do. Avengers, disassemble! This lamp dates from 2014, so it's been loyally eliminating corners for almost 10 years. And I think it deserves an upgrade, a promotion really. Before we can do anything interesting with the lampshade, we need to clean it. And not just with a damp cloth. Oh no, this calls for cavalry, and cavalry is called isopropyl alcohol. This section is normally hidden inside the bowl holder, so that makes it perfect testing ground. I'll cover off the rest. one side gets primer, the other remains untouched, for science. Although now when I'm thinking about it, I might actually lightly sand the primer side first and then clean it up again, because apparently I enjoy creating extra work for myself. The tin says it cures in 24 hours. How inconveniently typical. Let's paint directly on the other side, and I'm wearing gloves because it's better not to touch it with bare hands. This PPH plastic always looking for excuses to make adhesion work harder. At this point, I'm prepared to pray or to perform a ritual dance for painting gods. Please, 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 work. Now for the less nerve-wracking part, the pole. First of all, light sanding, and probably outside will be better. I'm actually the reason why this lamp disappeared in a dark corner for the first place. You see, I'm responsible for dark interior design. And when it's finished, then I think I might tell you more about it if you're interested. For now, the walls have become a lovely warm green. And before you ask, no, it was a client choice. I don't go around and painting every wall I see green. If their favorite color was blue, I would be happily obliged. Dark blue, of course. I detest light blues. Anyway, now some furniture that simply existed for the 10 or less years suddenly needs a makeover. What else am I supposed to do? Throw it away? Can you imagine? Let's spray the pole with its primer and call it a day. I have some changes to the plan. For some reason, I assumed that 24 hours would be enough for Vitro to cure completely. Google kindly disabused me of such nonsense. Always check the curing instructions for every product you use. Vitro needs 2 to 3 days to fully cure, depending on humidity and temperature as always. So if I would test it too early, my results were completely useless. Meanwhile, I can design some shenanigans for the lampshade and spray the pole brass. As I mentioned before, I want something Art Deco-ish. Not enough to make lamp start demanding cocktails and jazz, but enough to look as though it has some taste. Last time, I didn't wear proper protection. Don't be like me, it's dangerous to your lungs. Are you ready for the results? I'm not going to attack it with a knife or something like that, just gently squishing and rubbing with my finger. So this side is without primer and without sanding, and it looking good, behaving very nice. This one though is with sanding and primer, and you see these little particles? So I'm really glad that the other side is working so beautifully. Less worry, more glory. Let's make this lamp, the stuff, Le Chanel. But before we're going to do that, I need to clean it again because I just touched it with my bare hands. Now for the fun part, I'm going to use an outliner. What happened to you? And probably I will cut the tip not as they suggest. Can you see? But a little bit lower, and then I will have a wider line. Also, I wanted to talk about why I use this line vitriol instead of the other line that I used in my kintsugi video. Because this one doesn't need to be baked, it's air drying and you can bake this. And it's a little bit more flexible again than previous one. I don't remember the name, but I think you get what I'm talking about. That's why I'm using
Cerne.
relief and vitriol. Not good line work, I know, but I have thyroid problems, and even though I'm taking pills every day, still I have some shakiness in my hands. Oh well. So now I'm going to wait until the line's fairly dry, and then I will fill everything with color, and we'll see whether my Art Deco shenanigans ambition were justified. She's back home, safe and merry. Despite my rather questionable line work, the lamp turned out surprisingly well. From a distance, actually, rather lovely. I use a bike spray that describes itself something between bronze and gold. Personally, I would call it 80% gold and 20% copper. At first, I was rather gutted, but then I remembered this little fellow. Now it looks like it has a bigger brother. Looking back, I think I should have been a little bit more brave with the design on the lampshade. I was worried about blocking too much light, completely forgetting it's an uplighter. The most important thing though, that my friend actually likes it. They still can't believe that I went through all this trouble to make the cheapest IKEA floor lamp looks like it belongs in your interior. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoy this sort of project, finding ways to improve something instead of replacing it, help yourself to subscribe. Cheers! Let's roll. Try. Whatever. Are you ready for this? For excuses.